First of all, I'm going to speak about the process by which this bill is coming here. We have not been sent a copy of this bill. We're seeing it for the first time when it's tabled this afternoon. I don't know whether there are errors in it. It's repealing and
Reality check, man, from your device, you know it's a unique one, aromatic, realistic TV. Anyway, today, my viewers and subscribers, we are going to look in the political ombudsman. We are going to take a dive into the political ombudsman. And a lot of people may say, oh, this is not relevant, and this is why I tell my people to get informed, start to read, and find out the different roles that these different bodies in Jamaica oversight. The political ombudsman is very important to holding politicians accountable and public servant. You hear what I just said? The political ombudsman is very important to all politicians, parliamentarians, and public servants accountable when it comes on to taxpayers' funds. It is not a normal or simple office. So people need to find out these things. You understand what I'm saying? But it is taking a drastic turn. And we see where the Prime Minister of Jamaica, who dismantled this office in 2022, in the blink of an eye, he's now trying to push a legislation through the House of Parliament to take away the powers from the political ombudsman and put it into the ECJ, the Electoral Commission of Jamaica. Now, my viewers and subscribers at home and in the diaspora abroad, the political ombudsman is an independent branch from government. They have to be independent, non-partisan, free from opposition, free from the governing party. They are the watchdog. So we would bring if we find something that is not going right, we bring it to the political ombudsman. And the political ombudsman also will do their investigation. Because remember now, there is no limit to investigate government institutions and systems in Jamaica. No limit. They go and investigate any government institution in Jamaica and system, the political ombudsman. This is so powerful, this officer. But a lot of people does not know because we don't really take the time to find out these things. We just make them fly through our ears or slip over with head and gone. But no, you have to ask the question. The Prime Minister of Jamaica, after he dismantled this office in 2022, in the blitz of an eye, is now trying to push through a legislation in the House of Parliament to remove the power from the political ombudsman and bring it into the ECJ. Why? Why? One reason. The Prime Minister of Jamaica is trying to thief the election. The Prime Minister of Jamaica is trying to steal the election. That is what's going on right now. The Prime Minister of Jamaica is doing everything to steal the election. Why would you take away the powers of the political ombudsman and carry it into the ECJ? Why? Anyway, here's a clip from Delroy Chuck and we'll dissect after.
As well as the penalties that are imposed in response to any breach committed. It should be noted, Mr. Speaker, that several alternative arrangements were considered and discussed with the ECJ, such as a single commissioner or the selected commissioners assuming the role of the political ombudsman. However, Mr. Speaker, the commissioners of the ECJ were firm, very firm, in their belief that the role and responsibilities of the political ombudsman is best assumed as an indivisible body, which is the full complement of the ECJ.
So that was the Justice Minister, Delroy Chuck. He bring that legislation over to the Parliament. And what he's basically telling us as Jamaican is that they do all what they have to do already. And it's time to move the political ombudsman office into the ECJ, the Electoral Commission of Jamaica. That's what Delroy Chuck is telling. To remove the power from an independent body that is there to all parliamentarian accountable and public servant. And now you want to remove that body and bring it into the ECJ. Think about it, Jamaica. What is behind this? Anyway, we are going to play a clip of Mark Golding. And after we play this clip, then we will dissect it.
I hear the words of the Minister of Justice seeking support for this bill. And the truth is that this idea of reposing the responsibilities that were vested in the office of the political ombudsman under the Principal Act, reposing them in the Electoral Commission in some way, has been promoted for some time. But with the passage of time, I must say that, speaking for myself, I have grave misgivings about it. First of all, I'm going to speak about the process by which this bill is coming here. We have not been sent a copy of this bill. We're seeing it for the first time when it's tabled this afternoon. I don't know whether there are errors in it. It's repealing and amending numerous provisions in the Principal Act. We have seen where bills that have been pushed through here before have errors in them and are going to have to be fixed by subsequent legislation. We're seeing it with the firearms legislation, and indeed we're seeing it with the other amending bill that was tabled by the Minister with responsibility for transport today, the Road Traffic Reprieve and Nullification of Prescribed Notices Amendment Act 2024, which is seeking to correct things in the Principal Act passed a year ago. The Road Traffic Reprieve and Nullification Prescribed Notices Act 2023. So, something like this should not be tabled and passed.
So, okay, Jamaica, that was the
need to have a chance to look
the opposition leader, Mark Golding. And what Mark was basically outlining right there is that normally when something like this take place, you know, you want to pass a bill like that or a legislation, it would call for a bipartisan. And when I say bipartisan, what I'm talking is that you have the opposition and you have the JLP, which is the governing party. And we know at all times, you know, we see them in parliament debating over this and all that for run and all that for run. But what happened now in a bipartisan is that both of them come together. And they go over those bills, and you know what need to be correct, they send it back and, you know, bring it back. That's what he was explaining, you know, and also make it be clear that it was the first he see that piece of bill and it was in parliament. So it is alarming, it is shocking. That's what he was basically saying, you know, knowing the urgency that the Prime Minister see for this bill. You know, you think that the opposition would see this bill, read over it and so forth. No, they did not. The first time his eyes laid on that bill, it was in parliament. Anyway, let us dissect this from top, and we are going to start with the ECJ, the Electoral Commission of Jamaica. And we know that the Electoral Commission of Jamaica is there to regulate our election process. And when I say they are there to regulate our election process, you know, they would get, you know, the ballots, you know, ready, you know, all the box. They will make sure they get all the polling station, you know, ready. People numerate. They will take off, you know, the people them who dead off of the voting list and all of that. So they are there to make sure we have a fair and square general election at all time. That is the role of the ECJ. So they dot the I and cross the T. Now, when you're talking about the office of the political ombudsman, The political ombudsman is there to hold parliamentarian and public servant accountable. Make I state that properly. The political ombudsman is there to hold parliamentarian and public servant accountable. And you may say, what do I mean, when I say that? And for instance, let us take a look at NHT and what is going on with NHT now. And when I say NHT now, we're talking about our tax-paying money is in NHT. Well, the Prime Minister think NHT money a fee money, so he take him money and he lend out it to him private investor. Now them have disclosure agreement where we the people fee with money. We can't know what take place between Andrew Holness and who him lend with money to. Now something like that, the political ombudsman have the power and the authority to do their investigation. And if they see fraud in that, they have the power to make the police prosecute. And if we go on to the Prime Minister's wife, 800 million apartment, you can also take that into consideration, where she was granted about 70 apartments, and now it's over 100. That is something that the political ombudsman could also take up and do the investigation on that. The Barnett housing. Remember the Barnett now, they get the approval to build 1-room apartment. They go ahead and build 2- and 3-room apartment. Things like these, the political ombudsman is there to investigate because they have the power to investigate all government branch and public servant. Nobody can deny them that. So don't think that it is a light and a simple office. No, it is not. So we need to know those things. So I want you to look at it this way. The Prime Minister of Jamaica calls an emergency meeting with all of his local government candidates. Remember now, the Prime Minister of Jamaica called an emergency meeting, right, with all his local government candidates. And after the Prime Minister called that meeting, then we see where he pushed this emergency legislation through the House of Parliament to remove the power of the political ombudsman. After the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Andrew Holness, called an emergency meeting for all of his local government candidates, in the blink of an eye, the Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, push an emergency piece of legislation through the House of Parliament to remove the power of the political ombudsman. Now I want you to tell me what is taking place here. If this is not the heights of corruption and the Prime Minister is trying to steal the local government election. Open up your eye and look what going on. The Prime Minister called an emergency meeting with all of his local government candidates. And in the blink of a night, Delroy Chuck carry an emergency piece of legislation to push through the House of Parliament to remove the power of the political ombudsman. Some fishing and go on so. The Prime Minister is trying to steal the election and trying to set it up for the general election to come next year because he see that he don't stand a chance because the Jamaican people them done with him. Nobody no want him. Nobody no want to see him. But he's trying everything to hold on to power. Right? Push through this piece of legislation to remove the power of the political ombudsman and put it into the Election Commission of Jamaica, where he, the Prime Minister, oversight that right there's a corruption. The Prime Minister is removing the power from the political ombudsman and put it into the Election Commission of Jamaica, where he, the Prime Minister Andrew Holness, is already oversight that. It run under him. So if nothing happen, Andrew Holness are the boss. No straight corruption there, sir. No straight corruption there, sir. The political ombudsman is a very important and powerful office. It's an independent branch from government. It was set up to hold parliamentarian and public servant accountable who is misfunding and misspending taxpayers' money. So let me outline the roles of the political ombudsman. See, the ombudsman have a wide range of oversight and investigative power, has access to all government system, and can order police investigation and if necessary. You know what I just say? The ombudsman has a wide range of oversight and investigative power. They have access to all government system and can order a police investigation if necessary. Them powerful, them no light, and that's the reason why the Prime Minister of Jamaica destroyed the office of the political ombudsman in 2022. Because his wife wouldn't get where with a 800 million apartment just like that. The Barnett wouldn't get where like that. The 1.7 trillion were missing. The political ombudsman would do their investigation and that also. So a lot of things where you see now were just gone and nobody to hold accountable. The role of the political ombudsman would investigate all of these problems. All of these problems. The ombudsman have a wide range of oversight and investigative power. They have the access to all government system and can order a police investigation if necessary. Like in the NHT where they go on, you know, she could order the police to come in at it. In the Barnett hosting, she could order the police to come in at it because they were fraud. In the Prime Minister wife, 800 million, she could order them could order the police to come in that because it's a fraud. The 1.7 trillion were missing what they can't give account for that. The ombudsman could order the police to come and do an investigation in that because there is fraud. So the office of the political ombudsman is wide and broad. So why would the Prime Minister want to take it in his office? Who do not see a corruption? So this is what the opposition leader was saying, Mark Golding, is that a bill like this would normally call for a bipartisan. That's what Mark Golding was saying. A bill like this would normally call for a bipartisan. So the opposition and the ruling party would come together. So they would come together and they will look over the bill. And the opposition would say, boy, I mean, I like them in a bill, you know, so this need to go correct. The ruling party would have said, okay, I like this in the bill and whatever. So then say, this have to go and correct. So they would go back and forth, so till they both comfortable with that bill. Sometimes that bill itself take all 1-2 years before it can pass. So when Delroy Chuck is trying to push this bill through in one day, it's ludicrous. It is telling you something not right. The Prime Minister and crew, they are trying to thief the election. You hear what me just say? When you bring a piece of legislation like that in the House of Parliament, you're going to have to dot every I's and you are going to have to cross every T's. All right, simple analogy. Look on the road traffic law that they passed. It takes them 2 years to pass that law. And when they passed the road traffic law, what happened? There was so much flaw in it. Them have to go back right now and they try to fix it. So it is telling you, say, bill like this and a quick fix. So this is problem. If the Prime Minister call an emergency meeting with all of his local government candidates. And after he do so, then in the blink of an eye, Justice Minister Delroy Chuck is pushing this bill in the House of Parliament to remove the power of the political ombudsman and carry it into the ECJ. That the Prime Minister is already oversight. I wonder if you see what they go on. This is blatant corruption taking place. The Prime Minister is trying to steal the election. You understand what I'm saying? Just look at this. Look at this simple way. We have a problem with the election where we the people think that the election was not fair and square. And we need to carry our complaint to the political ombudsman, for the political ombudsman to do their investigation and their due diligence. To bring in the police, then they will do so. Right? Now, look at it, you know. We are going to carry that same argument, you know, to who? The ECJ. The same body that we have the problem with, you know, in terms of our election, you know, because we think that our election didn't fair and square, you know. Now, the same place where we file a complaint to, in there, so we have to go try it. Because the political ombudsman office is now run under the ECJ, the Electoral Commission of Jamaica. You know, and tell me, say, this is some height of hypocrisy and corruption that take place right here, sir. We are looking to get justice because we think that we were wrong. But you look to get justice, and the place where you go bring it into is the place that done you wrong. Because it was the Electoral Office or Commission of Jamaica did we wrong. And we said, why would they carry a claim against them? And the claim that we are carrying against them at the same place in there go try. Because the political ombudsman office is now into the ECJ. You know, see some heights of corruption that take place as well. The Prime Minister of Jamaica, Holness, call an emergency meeting for all of his local government candidates. So it simply means that he's going to sound the trumpet. He's going to call the local government election soon. Or in the blink of an eye, Jamaica, he's trying to push through a piece of legislation in the House of Parliament to remove the power from the political ombudsman and put that power into the ECJ. The ECJ that the Prime Minister is already oversight. Huh? No, sister, something not right. Something is not right, Jamaica. Something is not right. You are taking away the powers from the political ombudsman. The power of a branch that is separate from government. They are independent, both from the opposition and both for the Jamaica Labour Party administration. Independent, don't take side. They hold people accountable. And their duty is to hold politicians and public servants accountable for taxpayers' funds. And the one body that is there to hold the political spectrum accountable. You want to tell me now that you want to move the power from the political ombudsman and bring it now into the ECJ. Come on, Jamaica. We know this is something not right. Something done right. And I will explain again the powers that the ombudsman carry. The power that the ombudsman carry has a wide range of oversight and investigative power. They have access to all government systems and they can bring a police investigation if it is necessary. So they have power. So now you have to ask yourself, why did the Prime Minister of Jamaica dismantle that office in 2022? Corruption rang the wings. And now he want to remove the power again and put that power into the ECJ. And if something happen and you take a claims to the ECJ, then who is the boss? Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness. So this is not a light office, and we must not take this office for granted. It have weight. Them carry power. The only thing that they need to do is be independent and don't take side. And sometimes it's we the people who don't know nothing that is going on in our country. We don't know what these people were selected or chosen to do. So we just make things slide. But it's a powerful office. And if it was not a powerful office, the Prime Minister would not get rid of that office in 2022. And now in the blink of an eye, the Prime Minister wants to bring back that office. But the Prime Minister wants to remove the power from the Ombudsman and bring it into the ECJ. The Electoral Commission of Jamaica, where the Prime Minister of Jamaica will have all talk and all rules, because the buck stops with him. Because what? He is the boss. As I said, my people, remember to follow us over YouTube, Aromatic Realistic TV. Like and share and touch the notification bell. Follow us and be a part of history. Struggle is real. Can't get no realer than this. This is a splitting example of corruption at the highest. And this man is trying everything not to remove from power. But if we have to burn down Jamaica to get him out and build it over back, amen, so let it be. We don't want him. We don't need him. You got to go, brother. You're a criminal, brother. And you are not just a little criminal. You understand? The people of Jamaica are done with you. We are through with you. We don't want you. We don't need you. You understand? We don't, brother. Pack up on the things, them, man. And leave. Anyway, my people, we tell them, say, I got on good road. Be well. And the signature word, we tell them, heart of love. Heart of love. Heart of love. Peace out.